Hi everyone, and welcome to the University of Sydney. If you're watching this presentation, that means you have been invited to join us as a secondary education student at the Sydney School of Education and Social Work. My name is Michael Narciso. I'm the Manager for Professional Engagement and Program Support. Before I begin, I would like to respectfully acknowledge the traditional owners of country upon whose land the various campuses of the university now sit. The Gadigal people of the Ayor Nation, Dirubin, Tharawal, Ngunawal, Wiradjuri, Gamilaroi, Padjulung, Wiljali, and Gureng-Gureng peoples. We also pay our respects to elders past, present, and emerging, as well as any Indigenous student watching this presentation today. We are mindful that our country was and will always be Aboriginal land. Welcome, everyone. The main purpose behind this presentation is to clarify any distinctions between the old degree and the new degree. Some of you may have already done your research, but I just want to answer some of the most frequently asked questions that I get when people ask me about this new degree. First things first, you must complete an education studies major in the new degrees. You know that a particular unit of study belongs to the education major if the code starts with EDUF. Another particular distinction between this degree and the old degrees is that unlike the previous degrees, this degree can be done part-time if you want to. However, just make sure that you clear all of year 1 units first, because without clearing year 1 units, you can't go into the following year. So that means you must be mindful of what you need to complete within a particular year so that you know that you're eligible for all the units in the succeeding years. On top of the education major, you're also required to have 2 teaching areas. The first teaching area must be a university minor. That university minor can be extended to a major if you have space in your degree for it. The second teaching area must consist of 24 credit points as a minimum. That equates to 4 subjects, unless you're doing biology, chemistry, or physics, in which case this must be a minor as well. Throughout this presentation, I will be using specific terms that you might need to be more familiar with. First things first, the term major. When I say major, I'm referring to 48 credit points worth of study. That 48 credit points normally equates to 8 subjects. When I say a minor, I mean 36 credit points of study, and that normally equates to 6 subjects. A second teaching area will equate to 24 credit points, and that means 4 subjects. Now, how do you know if a particular unit of study aligns to a major or a minor that aligns to your teaching area? For that, you actually need to do a bit of research with the online handbook, and you must always consult the handbook in the year that you started your current degree. The link to the handbooks is found currently on the slide, and it's very easy to remember. Just go to sydney.edu.au/handbooks. As I mentioned earlier, this degree requires 2 teaching areas. The first teaching area must be a minor at least, but you can expand that to a major if you want to. However, it is not expected. If you want your first teaching area to remain a minor, that's perfectly fine, and then your second teaching area then can be a minor or a second teaching area as well. It is truly up to you. Now, what does that mean for you? If you look at this particular degree overview, everything in light pink refers to your first teaching area, and everything in light blue refers to your second teaching area. If you look closely, the second teaching area spaces in the lower half of the degree overview indicate that you can take electives as well. So if you want to maintain a minor for your first teaching area, and your second teaching area stays as 24 credit points, then technically you have 4 electives to choose from. Here are a couple of tips when choosing units of study. Don't go beyond 12 credit points of electives in your first year. Remember, your priority area is really the education major and your 2 teaching areas. If you feel lost in terms of what unit to take, please have a look at the unit selection guide. The email to this particular presentation should also have a link to the unit selection guide for first year students. Please download that unit guide. Also, when choosing units, be mindful of when a particular unit of study occurs. Terms such as S1C and S2C indicate that a particular unit of study starts in week 1 or week 2 of the regular semester, and it ends in week 12 or week 13 of that semester. If you see a unit that has the occurrence code of CIGA, that means that a unit of study is a block intensive unit that happens in January. I know that simply because it would refer to JA. So CIJA is January, CIFE is February, CIMA is March, CIAP is April, so on and so forth. A few more important reminders. Accompanying the email that has the links to this presentation is a PDF that I refer to as the inherent requirements. This document is very important simply because it highlights the roles and responsibilities of an ITE student, that's you, and a future teacher. Please read this document carefully simply because, well, in a nutshell, you might want to know what you're getting yourself into. One more thing. If you're coming to this degree with credit, please ask for a personalized plan. It doesn't matter if the credits come from a University of Sydney degree or a degree from another university. Apply for credit and let's talk about how I can progress you faster within this degree. Take note, coming with credit does not mean that this becomes a 3-year degree for you. It just simply means that you will have a lighter load in some years. If you're lost in understanding this degree, please call us. I hate to think that the students don't know a person that they can refer to if they get lost. If you're an education or social work student, we are your responsibility. Here are the contact details for the Office of Professional Engagement and Program Support at the Sydney School of Education and Social Work. On campus, we're found in room 307, Education Building. Sylvia Lam also assists education and social work students. Her landline is 9351-7018. My number is 9351-7046. You can also email us at the email address listed here. We look forward to helping you and getting you to become the best teacher you can be. Thanks. Bye.